Windmills have been reaching into the Texas sky for more than 160 years. A centuries-old Dutch invention bringing water to Texas farms and ranches. But about 20 years ago, new giants began towering over the landscape, from one end of the state to the other. From Brownsville to West Texas, on up through the Panhandle, wind turbines are literally lighting up the state. Close to 16,000, generating nearly 20% of the state's electricity, enough to power 3.5 million Texas homes.
944 megawatts of wind capacity we have today can power 190,000 homes.
Benny Etheridge says CPS Energy now gets 11% of its energy from wind. 5 of the world's largest wind farms are in Texas. If you can make electricity with wind, why not?
The fuel is free. At the end of the day, wind is free.
Plus, it's good for the environment. Or is it?
They didn't think it through.
Joyce Carpenter lives in Sweetwater, the heart of the Texas wind industry. All around her home are thousands of decommissioned turbine blades.
Big government tells us wind energy, wind energy, wind energy. If this is the result, they've got to rethink things because this is just more pollution.
Carpenter says the blades began flooding into this field several years ago. Global Fiberglass Solutions said they had a way to recycle them.
It's just sitting there and it takes away from everything.
Just outside of Sweetwater, another 10-acre field with blades stacked 2 or 3 high. Wind turbine blades and housings have a life expectancy of 20 to 25 years. We reached out to GFS several times and were ultimately told the facility is closed.
We can't just keep building more wind turbine blades.
We are, though. It's estimated between 10 to 20,000 more blades will come down between now and 2040. Many would have ended up in landfills, but there's new technology blowing through the industry. In a small, quiet Missouri town along the Mississippi River, a French company is putting a grinding halt to wind turbine waste.
At the end of the life of such a great energy supply method, you end up putting those blades in landfill, then you defeat the whole point of the renewable energy.
The blades are cut and smashed into smaller chunks, then dumped into a grinder, reducing them to pieces not much bigger than a quarter.
Then we shred them again, we shred them again, we remove some contaminants and things that we don't want there, and we produce the final product.
Those pieces are then sold to cement producers who burn them as fuel for their kilns, which reduces the need for fossil fuel.
They want something with a high BTU, that means the calorific value, the heat power that it has, and some material that would come as a substitute of what they normally use as a raw material.
The residue, or ash, is then used in cement in place of silica, which eliminates the need to mine silica. The silica, or ash in this case, helps make concrete stronger.
That is what we do. It's the ecological transformation, is to make sure that what is the waste for one becomes the resource for someone else.
Veolia's process makes the turbines almost completely recyclable, making wind energy even more green.
Wind energy is very important to us because it helps us meet our CAB goal of zero carbon emissions by 2050.
And that is giving environmentalists, and perhaps more importantly, people like Joyce Carpenter,
It's depressing.
hope.
What's already hard for a lot of us, when we come out and we see this mess, it makes us feel lower, or at least it does me.